Okay, Loc Lovers, get in here. First of all, we're going to take a little moment of silence right here because I am about to retwist my hair, and we all know how long that can take. So, right now, I'm just preparing myself, fixing up these parts in the front because that is truly what I care about. I like the front to look very neat. I like the front to have straight parts, and that's where you frame your face. So that's what I care about. Now, when we go to the back, towards the back of the hair, I'm just grabbing a lock and twisting it. So I'm definitely speeding up this part because I just want you guys to get the gist of what I'm doing while I'm retwisting. So I am taking my sections, I am retwisting, and once I'm done with a section, I just put a little bantu knot on it. You guys hear that? That was like a little ASMR moment. So when I finish a section and I do that bantu knot, I just feel so accomplished. Like, all right, one part down, let me keep going. So that's my motivation. And plus, it just gets the hair that's already done out of the way. And I love that for me. Let's talk a little bit about parting. When I was researching locks and trying to get started with my journey, parting was such a big deal to me. It was so important. I wanted to have, the cleanest and the neatest parts. But over the years, I realized that it's not really as important as I thought it was going to be. Because over time, you might say you do diamond parts, right? And over time, your locks grow, your hair grows. I don't know if you're going to actually maintain that intricate parting system, especially if you go to different people to retwist your hair, or if you even try to retwist your hair on your own. It's almost, I don't want to say impossible, but the parts that you start out with, it might shift and move depending on how you're doing your hair. And sometimes hair grows in between the parts. It gets really funky. So you guys, the whole parting thing is not that serious. Like, trust me. And actually, I think the lady that started my locks, I think she did like the pull method where she was just pulling sections, because when I look at my hair, I don't really see like a brick pattern or a square pattern. I think she was just pulling and twisting, which is fine because my hair is so full and I have so much hair. I'm not really worried about that. What I really care about is the way my hairline looks, and I want those parts to look straight. And one time I went to a loctician to get my hair retwisted, and she was great and everything, but I didn't like how she did my hairline. It's like she took hair and put it where it wasn't supposed to be, if that makes sense. Because my hair, I let my hair grow out. So there will be, hair that's not in the lock. So she was just putting the hair wherever she wanted to put it. And it wasn't it for me. So, there is different parting styles: diamond, square, brick, this, that. You can choose what you want to choose, but I don't know if it's going to stay exactly the way that you install them. That's all I'm saying. You know what's really interesting about ethnic hair, black hair in particular? The fact that we can have different textures on our head. One person can have several different textures on their head. I do. So the back of my hair, I would say, is kinkier, and I love the texture of the back of my hair. It's kinky. It's like a little more coarse, but it's springy. I don't know. I just love it. And then the front of my hair is still coarse, but it almost has like this looser type of texture that just fuzz out a lot. So the front of my hair gets fuzzy extremely fast. After a retwist, that's the first part to go. That's the first part to unravel. Just crazy to me. But do you guys have different hair textures on your head? If so, let me know in the comments. I just think that's super interesting. And, to go off of that, I'll never forget the moment where my roommate at the time in college was like, Nat, Black people are the only ones with hair like that. And she tells me this as she's watching me like do my hair. Like out of, all the people in the world, right? Black people have the most unique type of hair. Like everybody else's hair is pretty much straight, right? Or has like the silky texture, but Black people don't. And I was just like, yo, like, that is very true. By the way, my roommate was white girl, blonde, straight hair. And I just think that it's so interesting, right? Because us Black people have this very distinct hair texture, and it varies within our community. Like, we don't all have the same hair texture, but we have that coarse, that kinky, that curly hair. And nobody else has hair like us. And instead of us really leaning into the beauty and the uniqueness of that, we stay covering our heads, covering it up with wigs, covering it up with weaves, covering it up with whatever we could find. It's almost like just because our hair is not the same as those other people, something is wrong with it. Like, I really need us to change that perspective. There is nothing wrong with our hair. There's nothing wrong with the texture. It's so incredibly gorgeous. Like, our hair is incredible. And not that I have anything against, wearing weaves, extensions, add-ons, clip-ins, or whatever, but it's like, yo, let's start really taking care of what we have and showing it off and showing what it can do. Our hair can do so much. Man, it's like when you have something special, you really need to lean into it, because that's just what makes you that creation that God made. Like, come on. Like, I know I just think he just sitting up there rolling his eyes at us. Like, I took so much time to make you who you are in your own image and likeness, and all y'all try to do is change it. Like, wow, like the disrespect. But anyways, I just thought that was interesting. Like, what do you guys think? Truly. What if it was the opposite way around? Like, what if we were the ones with the straighter hair, the hair like everybody else? Would we be more comfortable because it's the norm? I don't know. But I wouldn't trade my hair for anything. Like, I genuinely love my hair. And growing up, I think the battle that I had with my hair was that I didn't really know how to do it. It was so big, it was so like tough. It was so coarse. I didn't really know how to maintain it, and I always had to have somebody else do it for me. And I didn't like that. My arms used to get tired trying to, do my hair. But that's a part of growing up and learning how to care for yourself and maintain yourself and figuring out what works for you. But yeah, I don't know. Just my thoughts. This is actually the first time that I recorded myself retwisting my hair and watching it back and actually seeing the back of my head and what it looks like freshly retwisted. So I'm literally watching this along with you guys. Like I've never seen myself from this angle before. I don't have eyes at the back of my head, but when I do my hair, it's just me feeling around. But I just finished retwisting 177 Locs, y'all. Thank you all for, stopping by, chatting with me, listening to me. Feel free to get in those comments and engage with me and engage with the other Loc lovers in the community. I love seeing you guys, interact with each other as well. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you would like to know what products I use to retwist my hair, check out my links in the description box. All of my lock knots or bantu knots is completed. I finished. Whew. I was tired. Now I'm rocking out because I'm done. But there you have it, you guys. Sheesh. Yep. So I'm about to put my head tie on and lay down. Now, is this comfortable sleeping like this? Not really.